do an introduction and then talk about my pre-op experience with getting a breast reduction and kind of just go over like the process I went in order to get to where I am with just my pre-op, and my surgery is in 2 weeks. And I know like some people are asking for a video to talk about my experience, so this is what this video will be about. Okay, so let me just like give a quick rundown about who I am. So I look a mess. Sorry, it's like almost midnight and I just packed because I'm going to San Diego. But anyways, besides the point. So yes, my name is Ebony. I am 25 years old. I have no kids right now. I did have a miscarriage when I was 22. And that plays into the factor of why I wanted a breast reduction. After my miscarriage, my boobs grew out of control. They always were really big. I was developed really young. I think I started my period in like 3rd grade. So like I was always fully developed ever since I was a kid, and like my chest has always been big. I used to play sports, and in middle school I would play basketball, and like my coach would literally tell me to buy 2 sports bras so I can keep up with the other players when we were doing conditioning and running, because my coach used to also have big boobs and she had to do that when she was my age. And so like I've always worn 2 sports bras ever since, and that was in 7th grade. So ever since then, I've always had to wear 2 sports bras in order to work out. And so fast forward to 3 years ago when I was 22, like they grew out of control. Like I went from like a D double D to like triple DF, which is what I am now. I'm a 40 triple D, which counts as an F, size F. And it just got really hard for me to breathe when I work out. I constantly have back pains, and like when I work out, my chest is literally to my chin. When I have my sports bras on, doing jumping jacks, it's just out of control. And even like just wearing different like outfits, like it's too big, it's too heavy. I don't have good postures. I'm always like leaning forward, like sitting back like this is like just too much for me. And so I was like, like I'm 25. This is the last year I'm going to be on my mom's insurance. My mom works for Sutter Health. So I was like, let me just go for it and take this opportunity before I have to get on my own insurance. And I don't know if my insurance from my job would cover something like this. And so recently I was just like, I want a breast reduction when I was doing quarantine, because I was like trying to work out and it was just like not working. And so I messaged my doctor, my primary doctor, and I was like, I'm really interested in a breast reduction. Is there anyone you would refer for me? And like right away, like she referred a surgeon for me in my county, in Santa Clara County. Usually I think some people will have to meet with their primary doctor beforehand, but I'm always at the doctor, so my doctor already knew. And she knew like how hard it was for me to lose weight and how like these really weighed me down. And I would always talk about like back problems and stuff. And so right away, like I didn't even have to meet with her. She sent a referral in for a doctor who specialized in breast reductions and worked with like people of color. And he's also worked with like girls who are a little overweight, because I'm very overweight. I'm not even gonna say a little overweight. I'm overweight. So like right away she referred someone, and it was so quick. I didn't expect this to go so quick. I was expecting like a year in advance, but it was like fast. Like right when she referred me, like the surgery department had called me and was like, oh, like we got your referral. What's a good day for you to come in and meet your surgeon for a consultation? So I was like, oh gosh, like that was fast. And so I don't remember how fast it was, but I want to say within like a few weeks I went in for my consultation. And so I got to meet my surgeon, and pretty much like he looks through your whole chart, and then you talk to him about like why you want the surgery, like why you want the surgery and how it's going to benefit you. And you ask your surgeon everything you want to ask him regarding like you ask like the prices, like is your insurance going to cover it? Has he worked with people of color? Has he worked with people overweight? Like, do I have to lose weight in order to get this surgery? I asked him, because I keloid, so I asked him about keloiding. I asked him, keloiding is like scarring, like I have them on the back of my ear from piercings and stuff. I don't have them on all my piercings, like this, my tongue, belly button. I don't have keloids, but my ears are really sensitive. And so you ask him that. I also asked him like how long the healing process is, how long the surgery lasts, like how they would be doing the surgery, what it would look like, what size would I be going to, everything. You ask him everything. He answers everything for you. Like my surgeon, he drew out entirely what the surgery is and what he would be doing. And for me, I will be getting the anchor method. So like, it's kind of like a triangle and then they move your breast up. And so, that's what I'll be getting. So like he did all of that for me. This is just in the consultation. And he was like, so like he told me, right away at that consultation, like he's able to perform my surgery, right away, like whenever I'm ready. But it was up to me if I want to lose weight now or if I want to go ahead and go forward with it. And I told him like, this is not, he's like, is this the size you plan on staying at? And I told him like, no, I've always wanted to lose weight, especially like after my miscarriage when I was 22. I pretty sure I put on like 50 pounds, 30 plus, I'll say 30 plus pounds. And so ever since then, it's been really hard for me to lose weight. And so I was like, no, like this is not the size I want to be, but I can't even work out to my full potential because these are so big and so heavy. Like it's just really hard for me. And so he was like, okay, well, how about we try this? Like, how about, I give you 2 months to try to lose 15 pounds. And if that doesn't work, then we'll just go for the surgery. But if it looks like you're doing really good, then we'll just be like, okay, you don't really need it. Like just lose all the weight that you can. And then we'll come back and do the reduction if your boobs are still big, because usually like when people lose weight, like their breasts get smaller. And so, fast forward the 2 months, I couldn't lose weight. I tried, like it was quarantine as well. The gyms had closed literally the week after my appointment. And so it was all like home workouts and everything. And like, so I did a follow-up with him 2 months later, which was in end of January. Yeah, end of January, I did a follow-up with him, and I was like, okay, I want to go. I want to do it because I couldn't lose the weight. I'm still the same. Well, I think I lost like a few pounds, but I was still the same. So he was like, all right, let's do it. And so pretty much at that appointment, I don't want to say I met him another time. I think it was at that one where I said I wanted to do it. He had me take pictures, like of every angle of my, body so that we could send it to my insurance, because if my insurance can't even talk, sorry. So he had me take pictures. Well, he took pictures of me. It doesn't show your face, but it's literally of your boobs without the bra or anything, at different angles, so he could send to the insurance so they can be like, why does she want the surgery? Is it medically necessary? Like, or is it just cosmetic? Like, do I just want this for fun? And he told me right at that appointment, like, your insurance is going to cover it pretty much. Like, this is a medical necessity. Like, I could tell you just by looking, but we still have to go through the process and everything. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's go for it. And so he like took a look at them and everything and explained again like what would be done, and then told me like, you're going to get a pre-op, or you're going to get an email from your insurance, and then after that we'll start planning your pre-op if they approve it. And then pretty much I only have to pay my copay. And so like fast forward, like they finally approved of it. I got a letter in the mail first, and then I got an alert on my health online thing with my doctor's office. It was like a message, and they were like, you were approved. But then it was like between these certain dates, and it was like until the end of April, which is literally like this week, and I'm going on a trip this week. And so I was like, what? Like I got that letter in the mail like April 2nd or something like that. And so like I messaged my doctor and I was like, do I need to get this surgery like that fast? Like that's too soon. And so he told me to call his assistant or whatever. And so I called her and she was like, oh, like, no, we just put that as like a grace period. But we can extend it for you, but you need to pick like a definite date so that like your insurance knows and they can start billing for it. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I was under pressure. And then I was like, okay, so I have a trip at the end of April. Can we do like May? And so we went with May 13th. And they give you an option of what surgery center you want to go to. My surgeon works at 2 locations, and I picked one that I knew I felt safe in just because it's a big hospital, and I know a lot of surgeries are done there versus the other one was kind of a smaller location. And so we went with that. We picked a date, we picked a time and everything. And then they're like, okay, we're going to schedule your pre-op 2 weeks before your surgery, and then we'll go over everything then. So that brings me to today. I went in for my pre-op, and they right away they give you this big packet. It's kind of thick, and so basically like it gives you your name, and it tells you the day of your surgery, what time you need to be there. So my surgery is going to be at 7:30, but they want you 7:30 in the morning, but they want you an hour early. And so I have to be there at 6:30 a.m. They give you the location where it's at, the floor and everything. My pre-op, okay, that's post-op. So then they show you when your post-op is and what time as well. So after like you get the surgery, then it gives you like a list of pre-operative instructions. So like for me, my doctor told me at my consultation to stop doing birth control because they cause blood clotting. So I was on birth control and I completely stopped because I don't want to risk it. I have a cousin who had blood clots from her birth control. So I was like, I know I want to get this surgery, so I'm not going to do that. So I stopped birth control and like backtrack to when I had to pick my surgery day. His assistant told me no aspirin, no Advil, because those are blood thinning medications, and you obviously don't want to be bleeding a lot when you're in surgery. So they tell you to stop that, but that's also on this list. That's the first thing. No aspirin, no Advils, 2 weeks and 2 weeks after 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after your surgery. You can take Tylenol, but that's it. And then it tells you to shower the evening before your surgery and the morning of your surgery. And they give you this thing called Hibiclens. And you use half the bottle the evening before your surgery. And you let it sit on your body for 5 minutes. And they told me that, what did they tell me? They told me to like wash your hair, scrub your body, bath, use soap or whatever first, and then do this 5 minutes on your body and then rinse. And then you're going to do it again the morning of. So mine's at 6:30, so I need to wake up extra early and shower and do that. And then they tell you do not eat or drink anything after midnight of the night of your surgery. So like literally they told me to eat a big meal, and then at midnight you have to cut off. You can't even drink water or nothing, like period, nothing after midnight. And I was surprised that you could still drink alcohol. He was like, you can even have wine or beer like the night before your surgery. Just at midnight you need to stop. So I was really excited because I'm going on a trip literally tomorrow, and so I could drink. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm not going to drink the day before my surgery. I'm not even going to risk that. So yeah, but it was just cool to know that I can. And then it tells you if you take medication for hypertension, gout, or other medical problems, it says you can take it regularly just the morning of. It says the morning of, don't take it. And even if you take vitamins, don't take it either. Because I take iron pills because I get really lightheaded. And they said taking it prior to your surgery is fine, like the 2 weeks in between. But the morning of, don't take it. And the morning after, don't take it. And since it's COVID right now, and they asked me right away, like, did I get vaccinated? I told them no, because I haven't got vaccinated. I didn't want to risk it, like, especially like going into surgery. I didn't want anything to interfere with my surgery. And so I didn't get vaccinated. And so 3 days before my surgery, I have to get tested for COVID, and then with my doctor's office, and then they get rapid results to make sure I don't have COVID before my surgery. So then it says if you have a flu or flu-like or urinary infections within the week, inform them and they'll need to postpone your surgery. So if you're sick at all, like, you can't do the surgery, they'll have to postpone it. And one thing that I did ask them at my pre-op today is, like, if you're on your period, because, like, I think I start that week, and they were like, it's fine, like, it's not gonna interfere with anything, so, like, that's good to know. But you can't wear tampons, you have to wear a pad. The surgery, I forgot to talk about this. The surgery is 4 hours long. His assistant told me that my surgeon is usually on the dot, but when he came in and talked to me during my pre-op today, he said since mine are a little larger, it will probably be a little longer than 4 hours. He said probably around 4.5, 5 hours. Just because, like, they're so large, and I'm gonna have to get free grafting, I think he called it. I'll talk about that later. Let's go back to this list. It says leave your valuables at home, don't bring anything really to the surgery. And it says bring your daily medications with you if you do take daily medications. And they tell you at the pre-op, when you go in for your surgery, wear baggy clothes just so you can, like, put it on after. So, like, a zip up sweater, they said, and, like, sweats, and I forgot what else he said. A throw over sweater. I'm probably gonna wear a baggy zip up. And then it says make sure you have someone to drive you to and from the hospital, because you're actually able to go home the day of your surgery, which I'm gonna go to my mom's just so she can take care of me and everything. But at this location, they offer you to stay after if needed, but I'm gonna go home just so I can be comfortable. But it's cool that they do have that option just in case. And then they kind of tell you, like, when your surgery's almost over, they call the person who is supposed to pick you up and tell them, like, everything they'll need to do to take care of you. And then it just tells you a list of other things not to take. It says the yes list of things in this packet. It tells you about transportations, what to do at help at home, tells you the food and drinks not to eat or do after. It tells you about anesthesia, side effects, pre-procedure self-care. It tells you I have to quarantine, probably will quarantine after my San Diego trip. Masks and everything. So that's literally what this whole packet is. And then they give you this to take home for the bath. Okay, so I've been talking so nonstop. I'm sorry. Please comment if you have questions, like, so I can answer them for you. I'm trying to, like, get through everything while I can. So I wanted to talk about the negatives of this surgery, and I was crying my eyes out today at my pre-op because so my boobs are very large, like I said, 40 triple D, which counts as an F, and so I'm going down to a D double D. I don't want anything smaller than a D because I've always had big boobs, and I don't want to go into, like, a shock and where I'm, like, sad and, like, feel like I'm missing something. And so he was like, we are going to have to free graft your nipples because they're so big and you're going to such a small size. And since my boobs kind of hang down like this, like granny boobs, they have to literally like move them up and then detach my nipples to move them back to up here where they are. And this isn't the case for everybody. He's saying I have to do this because there's a high chance for me that my nipples would die and then I'd end up having to get free grafting anyway. So it's just like avoiding this high possibility. And so with that risk, I can't breastfeed at all whenever I have kids. And so that was just like, it was so devastating to hear. And like, I started crying. He literally gave me tissues and everything. And so he was like, do you want to wait until you're after your kids? Like, you don't have to answer it right now, but I need to give him an answer by the end of the week so we can schedule it. And he was just like, don't worry about thinking it's wasting their time, because it is something to think about, especially like as a young girl. I'm 25. I haven't had kids yet. And like for some people, breastfeeding is really important. And like it is really important for like bonding time and like for your baby to get the right like healthy nutrients. But I know there is a lot of babies and people who were formula fed who grew up to be great and still have like that really strong bond with their parents. But it was just hard for me because like I've always thought about like pumping. Okay, well, of course, my camera freaking cut out in the middle of me getting deep and talking about this to you guys. But anyways, back on track. Yeah, so I've always wanted to breastfeed, and right away I went to my social media and asking all mothers, like, did you breastfeed? Is it bad if you don't breastfeed? And like I got a lot of support from people, which I really appreciate each and every one of you for saying like, this is something you've been wanting and this is important to you. And like even Janessa, I'm gonna say her name, like you really like encouraged me, saying that you got yours at 20 years old and like your daughter's still attached to you after, and you weren't able to breastfeed either. So that just like kind of like made me feel like better, because at first I was feeling really selfish if I went and did this and it's kind of like for me, but like what about my kids when I do have them? And my cousin Maya, like my cousin Lamaya really helped me too, because she's like, some people breastfeed their kids, and I mean some people try breastfeeding and even can't, who have the chance to breastfeed, like they can't do it. And so like this is something important for me and I should take that opportunity, especially my insurance covering for it. A lot of people can't even get their insurance to approve for it. So I think I'm gonna go through with it. I'm really excited. A lot of people helped me with this decision because I was really doubting. Like I was panicking. I had everything negative in my brain. I still am like very sad, just like accepting the fact that I won't be able to breastfeed, and like that pain is gonna be terrible because you're still gonna be producing milk, but there's nowhere it's gonna come out because they're literally taking my nipples and moving it. And like there's pretty much no chance that they could save it to where like blood flow can come out. And so like I just have to accept it and just know that babies can still be attached to you, just do a lot of skin to skin, and like being formula fed is not necessarily bad. So I want to thank you for everybody for helping me, and I hope I went over like pretty much everything up until pre-op. My surgery is in 2 weeks, so I will do like a post-op actually once I'm like kind of healed, talk about like the experience, the pain levels, what I had to wear, because they give you like a little bra thing, and like show what it looks like after. I'm really excited for that. I'm gonna stand up and show you guys like what it looks like now, kind of. I think I went over everything. Please like leave comments or questions below this video. I can make a follow-up video or just comment any questions and answer any questions you guys have. So yeah, that was the only negative he pretty much gave me, was that I can't breastfeed, which, oh, and sensation. I won't have any sensation. Highly possible if the blood flow doesn't go through. Sensation I'm not really concerned about. It's really like the breastfeeding was like really big for me, but who knows. So let me show you guys the size. I'm a 40 triple D, size F. So this is what they look like now. This is the side. They're really big. This side, like they highly stick out, like it's insane. Yeah, they're like this. So that's what they look like now. I'm excited to see what they look like when they get smaller. Let me change to maybe a tighter shirt so you can see like kind of better. Hold on. This is with like a tighter shirt so you can kind of get like a better picture of what they actually look like. They're very big. Yeah. So he'll literally be like moving it all the way up, which I'm excited about. Like, I'm trying to think of all the positives of getting this surgery, like no more back pain, being able to exercise better, like being able to wear those cute little shirts where I don't have to always wear a bra. I literally have marks from my chest being so big, like scarring on my shoulders. You can't really tell right now. Well, actually you can see it. There's scars. Like, this is not like gone away. This is indentations from my bras. And I've always had to like deal with like boobs falling. It's just a mess. But if you guys stay listening this long, I really appreciate you. Thank you for watching. I'm excited to go through this journey. Even though there's negatives, there's always negatives and positives to everything. I have to realize that. But thank you to everyone who told me to make a video. I hope people watch it. And I'm so tired. It's officially midnight. And thank you. Please like and subscribe. I will be posting a post-op video, or I'll even post a video if I change my mind, but I don't think I'm gonna change my mind. I'm just gonna go through it. It's gonna do it. It's gonna make me happy, and it's gonna be worth it. Everyone that I've seen got it, like especially all over TikTok, said it's worth it. Best thing they ever did in their life. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But okay, thank you guys for watching. I'm Ebony. See you guys later.